Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
We
you want one quick
can't
question?
ask Rashad questions.
Coach, a couple of questions regarding just kind of like a reflection by you from the first half to the second half, right? Particularly from a defensive standpoint. In the first half, tremendous start, right? Able to kind of impose your will, but then the second half things kind of switched up. Just kind of a couple thoughts on that.
The MVP. I mean, it's not a lot that you can do without that. Those were tough contested shots. She's the MVP for a reason. I thought that Hayes got loose, not only in the second, but in the first. And I just, it's tough. I thought that our defensive effort was there. You can't have a 2-point quarter, period.
Sorry, once again, I
Oh,
picked a
sorry.
terrible seat. Just in that fourth quarter, what was kind of the conversation that you were having with the team to try to kind of get out of that funk or find something different when obviously shots weren't falling and things were getting tough?
I mean, again, it's you got to remain steadfast in the fact that we had 2, but they had 14, so we're actually doing something decent. Defensively, though, didn't feel like it, and then offensively, try to get in some flow, which is difficult to do when we're taking the ball out the net. I would have to watch film and kind of look at schematically what happened on the offensive end. I thought, a couple of shot clock violations, some good looks. At the end of the day, just trying to, score, stop, score, string a couple of those possessions together, and we were unable to do that.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about what Hayes was able to do, especially in that second quarter, as well as you were defending everybody else? It just seemed like she was able to get free, and you coached against her and a long time, and just her coming back this year and being able to do that.
Yeah, she was able to get to her left hand, and she, it's difficult when she's able to hit the 3 as well. So now you're kind of wanting to play certain gaps on her and kind of becomes figure poison at that juncture, especially when she is in rhythm. And I thought that we were not physical enough. She was getting downhill again to the paint, I believe 30 paint points in the second half. Is that correct? For the Aces. And she was a big culprit of that.
Let's go to the Zoom. Percy, start us out, and then Masvid after that. Percy, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, just after a fourth quarter like that, how do you maybe guard against any carryover to the next game?
You have to have short-term memory. The only thing that we can do with such a short turnaround is to get better through film and address, certain things in that capacity. This one's over. Can't get it back. We are in a situation where it's, do or die. Do we extend the series or do we go home? And so there is some reality to prioritizing, some rest a little bit. We have players playing big minutes. But this one, we have to wash off our backs. Once we see the film, get better from the film. Now our focus is on Tuesday.
And then obviously this game just ended, but did you think it was the physicality that increased? Because that's something that you often point to. And how was Jewel Lloyd in your opinion in this game? Did you see any rust in her game?
Physicality definitely was from the beginning of the game. I thought we matched and at some points exceeded that physicality. Yes, there are points, in the game, especially in the second half and in the fourth, it felt like they got more energized from the stops that they got, from the shots that they made. And a lot of those shots, again, tough, contested, just one-on-one coverages in that capacity. So physicality, I would say, I feel like we were pretty physical there. It's tough to go against, a team who is, it just comes at you in droves, and the runs that they string along is very difficult.
Thank you, Coach.
Let's go to Masvida, and then we'll go to Christian.
Thanks, Jeff.
Hey, Coach, how important is ball movement against a team like Vegas? And did you feel that you had sufficient ball movement in terms of moving it around and finding that
I
shot
mean,
selection?
we had 15 assists, they had 16. I think when you get into a playoff situation, your superstars and your stars get into make a play. And so I thought that we understood where pockets of openings were going to be. We understood who we wanted to put in ball screens and our spacing. And so that lended to that. And I think I wasn't unhappy with our ball movement. Yes, it can improve, but we had 15, they had 16. Sometimes that game tightens up and you give the ball to who's cooking at that moment. And I thought that's what this game ended.
Shot selection, you happy with that?
Yeah. We just gotta hit them. Gotta hit them. I thought we got a lot of open looks. Just gotta knock them down.
Thanks.
Thanks, Miles. Christian and then Alberto.
Hey, Coach, I know you say you have to watch film, but is there anything you can remember in those third quarter double teams from Vegas on NECA that kind of like dispelled the offense?
I even think, Neckla's looks were good. I know she didn't hit them, but she's getting the same looks that she got in the first. But she played hard, first of all, and gave us her all. And so I'll take misses on the offensive end. What she had to do defensively for us was tremendous. Shots were a little bit short because of the effort that had to be played so much on the defensive end. And I think that came into play, but those are shots that I think if she got them again, would definitely hit them.
And I know the big picture aspect may kind of be like the last thing you want to hear, but, 65-64 going into the fourth quarter, without arguably one of the best defenders in the league and as a McBagger, could you just speak to the importance of her play and, about 714 points, the game might look a little different.
Sorry, you said Gabby?
Oh, no, as a McBagger.
Oh, to have her back?
Yes, ma'am.
Very excited. To be able to put, add some rim protection to our defense if we have the same defensive effort that we had today in game 2, to add a little bit more presence, outside, inside. We're adding our all-star back to the mix. And so the thing is, I don't want Ezzy to come in thinking she has to be superwoman and have to do everything for us. I want her to be exactly who she's been for us all season and give us a lift.
Thanks, Christian. Alberta and then Nikias.
Hi, Coach. In the second quarter, Jordan shot 100% from the field. And then in the last quarter, the ball only got to her once. How can you, first off, can you talk a little bit about her impact this game and how she can get more attempt in important moments like that in the next game?
Oh, let's be clear. Jordan's number one role is to be an elite defender. And everything else that comes with that is bonus and icing on the cake. I'm not saying that she can't score or that that's not important for us, because it is. Her ability to get downhill and when she's done with finishing around the rim. She hit a 3, I believe, today too. So there are things that she's worked on at a tremendously in this offseason to be in this moment. And I want to focus her in that aspect. And so, again, yeah, there are things that, we can do with the ball movement and all those things, but she's locked into her number one role and we're better when she's in that pocket.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nikias and then Bella to wrap us up. Nikias, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. Just a quick question about the defense. It felt like the Noelle presence in particular was really strong in that first half.
Mm-hmm.
And the Aces were able to kind of counter with some early cutting, more empty side actions in that second half. I guess just in general, like, how do you kind of balance establishing those principles, that early presence, and giving a team like that the same look over and over?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about the last play, and I believe in the second quarter, the nail cut occurs from Jackie, and it just, we know it's coming. We just have to be sharper in that area. Obviously, nail cut opens up a lot of things. It takes away help. It keeps you honest defensively. But it's difficult with a team like this who stretches you out a little bit. And, you know, you have to be strong at the point of attack. So in order for us to kind of negate what happens at the net or have to utilize the help, we have to be a little bit more strong into bodies, making sure we're guarding to it too, so that we don't overextend ourselves.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Bella, to wrap us up, Bella, go ahead.
Just a super quick clarification, then I'll ask my actual question. Does the team expect to have Ezzy back for game 2? Is that what you're saying?
She's progressing, and that is the hope, yes.
Okay, and then my thank you. And my question is just, could you speak to Mercedes' performance today, particularly defensively, and really keeping you guys in the rebound battle, particularly in that first half?
I think that's the biggest thing, was the rebounding and the activity, and, you know, like you're pointing to the defensive effort. It was good to see her active, hands up, contesting, being in a lot of plays and finishing up plays with rebounds. I thought she got kind of hammered on some of those putbacks, those offensive rebounds, but, you know, when Sadie's is active and, you know, able to assert herself and utilize her size, or better.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, of
All right,
course.
see everybody on Tuesday.
Thanks, Coach.
No problem.
Anybody has any parking tickets they need validated, please Jill and Kyle.
And Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
We can't ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.